Those of you from Ottawa this evening all know Holocaust survivor David Shentow. David used to travel with a coast-to-coast delegation, but now, given his age, he speaks to groups before they leave on the March of the Living in Ottawa. An amazing individual told me a story a few years ago when he first went on the March of the Living. Things were going well until he came face-to-face with Auschwitz-Birkenau. He was a prisoner in Auschwitz, and when he saw the gate with the words Arbeit macht frei, he suddenly froze. And he told me he was full of terror. He was afraid. He was mesmerized. He felt he couldn't go in. And one of the students from his delegation said to him, David, we'll walk in together and we'll walk out together. And two students from each side held his arms. They walked into Auschwitz together and they walked out together. That story is an example of students supporting and giving comfort to a survivor. But just as often, it's the other way around. Our survivors continuously inspire all of the staff and all the students by their courage, by their optimism, and by their hope. So at this point, I'd like to invite one survivor from each delegation to share their feelings with us about being in Israel after being on the March of the Living in Poland. So I'd like to invite to the stage Reny Friedman from Coast to Coast. That's Reny Friedman from Coast to Coast. Tommy Strasser from Montreal. And Miriam Zakrojczyk from Toronto.
Good evening. My name is Reny Friedman. This is my first time on Coast to Coast on the March of the Living. I never, ever thought I would be invited, but I was, and I'm very happy. The transition from Poland to Israel is like something I really cannot describe. Poland was very hard. And Israel is something that I didn't think I would come back again after 35 years. So I'm very, very happy to be here, to spend this with all of you. And thank you so much to everyone.
My name is Tommy Strasser from Montreal. I'm a survivor of the Budapest ghetto. After running through the gamut of a week of horrors by witnessing the evidence of the destruction of Europe, not only Hungary, but of European Jewry, I came to Israel with a great anticipation. Seeing that this is my second march, I knew more or less what we can expect. But I must admit, number one, as soon as he landed, my legs were shaking. I didn't kiss the ground, I have to tell you, because due to my back, I was afraid I won't be able to get up. However, to make up for it, as soon as I saw the first Jerusalem stone, I kissed it like a mezuzah. Here, as soon as we arrived, something took me over. It's the air, I don't know what it is. A joy took over. And even the somber celebration last night of Yom Hazikaron, it left me with a bittersweet joy to honor our fallen soldiers where it actually happened. And from now on, as of tonight, it's pure celebration. So let's enjoy it, okay? Thank you.
Hello, my name is Miriam Zakrojczyk, and I had a big surprise being in Poland. Yesterday, I went with Eli Rubenstein to my father's town, where I spoke to the Polish students. They applied, they like it. And then came to me a journalist and she said, you know what I want to tell you? Maybe you want to go back to your town. Over there is a lady that she knows your parents, your grandparents, and we was living together, and we was together making business. I was very happy to hear this, and we went back to my little town where my Zayda was there, the rabbi. And when I walked into her house, she said to me, "Oh my God," in Polish, because I speak very well Polish. And she said to me, "You know what? You look like your Zayda." Anyway, this was very emotionally. She cried, I cried, that after 72 years, I found somebody that she knows my family. We were sitting and talking, and the lady say, "You know what? You know how many Jews I saved?" I say, "Very nice. This is why you're so long in life. God just give you health and strength." She say, "In the barn, I saved 15 Jewish lives, and I covered them with straw. When the German came," she say, "they asked, 'Is Jews here?' She say, 'No, no more Jews.' Where are they now? I don't know. I thought I will never, ever in my life find somebody for my little town." I was happy, I was sad, I cried, and she cried. I hope I will see her again. The thing what she was doing for those people in this little town. You can see children, but it's still good people what they was saving the Jewish life. Anyway, yesterday I came back to Israel with pride. I love Israel all my life. I went for them back to Israel. I was living in Ashkelon for 8 years. I grew up. I went to the army, and I don't want to say too much. Yesterday I went to my sister, her children and grandchildren, and I told her this kind of story. My sister almost get a heart attack. She say, "How could you find somebody that knew our grandparents and our parents?" I say, "Thanks to our leaders, what they working so hard, and they taking care for us." Thank you so much, children, and I wish you all the best. When I see you children here in Israel, I'm so happy. My heart is getting more bigger and bigger. How you enjoy every minute of the time that are you here. Thank you so much, and all the best.
Once again, a big thank you to our courageous and inspirational Holocaust survivors. I would just like to point out the fact that a number of our Canadian March of the Living Holocaust survivors are currently in Germany testifying at the trial of accused Nazi war criminal Oskar Grüning, the so-called bookkeeper of Auschwitz, a trial which may very well be the last of its kind in history.